Hi, Santa. Yes, as I said, I've been very, very good this year, and I deserve plenty of real estate. I don't care where it is, although maybe not in C or D real estate markets. You know, the A or B are a little bit better. Hi, everybody. This is Indiana Joe, and I'm with Santa Claus, Joe Jurek, and I'm coming to you live right around the time of the holidays and the new year. And one of my favorite sayings is always believe and achieve, right? Well, with Santa Claus, you have to believe in order to receive. So I do believe, let me tell you that, because I definitely want to receive. And hopefully this year will be a little bit of real estate. But in any event, when we're thinking about real estate investing, we always have to think about what we read and what we see and what we hear. Is it real? Should we always believe what we hear? And what I want to tell you is this. So often than not, I might talk to a realtor or a homeowner selling their property for sale by owner. And sometimes you ask them questions about the property. Like, for example, how old is that roof? Well, I don't have Santa Claus to go up there and look at it and check out the age for me, so I'm taking the word of the realtor or the homeowner. And they may say, oh, no, we just replaced that roof 5 years ago. Well, it's 2012. Was it really 2007? Or does their memory lack and it was 1992? Who knows? But as President Reagan would always say, trust but verify. So whenever we get information from people, whether it be the realtor, the homeowner, whoever it might be, always trust and always trust what they're saying, but always verify that information in order to believe what they're saying. Because as I'm in different markets and I see different properties, I meet different realtors, I do ask a lot of questions. And that's something I would encourage you to do. Here's a tip. Even if you think you know the answer to the question, ask it anyway. By asking the question, you can better gauge that homeowner or that realtor to see if they're truthful with you, if they're telling you the correct information. A lot of times when we look at properties, I may ask, well, what are the taxes? We want to make sure we verify that number. Or if it's multi-units that we're looking at, how much income are those particular apartments, or is that real estate generating? We want to make sure we can believe what they're saying by verifying the information that's given to us. A lot of times too, when I'm looking in different markets, I have the ability and I feel fortunate to travel all over the United States. And I go into a lot of markets. And a lot of times when I talk to people in that market, they'll say, oh no, let's not go on the north side of town because, once you go over the tracks or over that river, that's the bad part of town. And I may ask them, well, how long has it been since you've been in that side of town? Oh, it's probably been 8 or 10 years, but yeah, it's kind of bad. They may not know if the town or the city or that part of the neighborhood has changed. So sometimes people will give you their opinion not based on fact, but what they remember or they hear from other people. So what I'm telling you is this, always verify everything for yourself. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's why there's so many different choices out there with everything we have in life, because people have different tastes and different opinions. So when you're looking at investing, even though one person or one investor may not like a certain area, doesn't mean it's a good or a bad area to go into. What I want you to do is make up your mind for yourself. You determine if it's a good area or not based on the facts that you have. Recently, I did a boots on the ground in Indianapolis, Indiana. And there were a couple investors there, I won't say from where, but I'll say Canada, but that were in that area and they weren't as familiar with the housing. They looked at a couple areas that we're in that had very affordable housing. What do I mean by that? We were finding deals under $30,000. And the neighborhood wasn't an A-plus neighborhood, but it looked like a hard-working blue-collar area. They were kind of scared by the area because it was a little bit different than the neighborhood they lived in back where they were from. But here's the situation. Just because the neighborhood might be different than where you live doesn't mean it's a bad neighborhood. What you're looking for is stability in the neighborhood. There is a huge difference, okay, between violent crime and just crime. When I look at a neighborhood and I think of violent crime, unfortunately it's people that may get murdered or hurt, beat up, that sort of thing. But nonviolent crime could just be petty theft and some other things. So in different neighborhoods, they could make for a good investment because other people want to buy there. Anywhere that you have buyers and you're trying to wholesale makes a good area for you to go into. So here's the thing. Don't listen to other investors. Don't listen to realtors. Don't listen to other people say, oh, that's a horrible part. Determine it for yourself based on the facts. And if you determine it is a bad area, then by all means don't go in there. I often say if it's fireworks that you think you hear and it's not the 4th of July, that might not be the best area to go into. Or people aren't stopping for the red or yellow lights, that may not be the best area to invest in. But there are a lot of good, solid, blue-collar, hard-working communities out there that others may think twice about investing in. But if you have buyers, if you have a good exit strategy, go into that area. And here's another tip that I want to share with you. When I talk with realtors and I'm from out of the area, a lot of times certain realtors may say, oh, there's no deals here, or oh, you can't do buy, fix, and flip here, or oh, you can't find properties that have that much equity in them. But what the realtors are often doing sometimes, if they're currently working with investors, they don't want this new investor coming in from out of town jumping in on their action or their market, so they try to, I almost say, steer me away from it. Not that that happens all the time, but that does happen. So what I would encourage you to do, anytime you ask anybody for their opinion about something, try to get at least 3 opinions and base your decision on the facts rather than opinions or what other people believe, okay? Because just like with Santa, I said you have to believe to receive, and I always tell you to believe and achieve. And I just also want to tell you, have a very Merry, Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye. This is Joe Jurek signing off. Believe and achieve.